I'll go back and forth. So your health and wellness. And the first question was, what is... Okay. Now, some of this stuff was extra stuff to read in here, and we're going to skip to question 8, where it talks about 3 elements of the health and the health triangle, which we've already mentioned: physical, mental, emotional, and social. They're all interconnected, and when one side receives too much or too little attention, the whole triangle can become lopsided and unbalanced. And so to truly maintain health, you need to take personal responsibility for establishing and implementing health maintenance for all 3 sides of your health triangle. And then the next question 9 was wanting you to define what each leg of that triangle is about. So physical health has to do with how well your body functions. When you are in good health, you have enough energy to perform the activities of daily life, to be able to cope with everyday challenges and stresses, to resist disease, and to avoid injury. Being physically healthy involves getting adequate sleep, rest, nutritious meals, drinking enough water, and being physically active on a regular basis. So, physical health is being able to perform the activities of daily life. It means it's not a big deal for you to get up and go shopping. It's not a big deal for you to go to the mailbox, get your bills, pay them without becoming completely stressed out. Okay, mental emotional health. It's how you feel about yourself and how you meet the demands of daily life. Your ability to process information are all important parts of your mental emotional health. Something's going wrong. If you're having a bad day, you may not be able to deal with everything that comes your way. You know, people who have great anxiety, they have financial trouble, going to that mailbox is horrible because you don't know what bills is going to be there. And if you're out of work, it can create great stress, can make you sick at your stomach. Then it goes over into not feeling well, which means if you have kids around, they're being noisy, you don't want to hear the noise, you can start yelling at them, then it creates a negative attitude in the house. I mean, that's why these things are important. And sometimes we can't always help all these things, but if we make good choices about not arguing with the boss so we don't get fired, okay? If we are working someplace where people have personal belongings and we resist taking something that we could pick up and maybe use for ourselves so you don't get fired. I mean, all these things impact your life, okay? And then, you know, if you're not feeling well, trying to hold it together when your kids are playing, trying to think through, or just maybe walk outside and take a breather, okay? My one friend had a child who was a colicky baby, and with those colicky babies, they cry all the time. And so she would just get to the point where the baby was in the playpen or the bed, the baby was safe, step into the other room, kind of push the door to where the noise level goes down for just a few seconds, take a deep breath, and get it together, okay? That's what healthy people that are mentally sound can do. But sometimes you're not always there. You need help, and you have to be able to ask for help also. Social health is the way you get along with others. It includes your ability to make and keep friends and to work and be able to do things socially. So some people, you know, have lots of anger. The littlest thing will set them off. They're looking for a reason to be mad. So you have to work on those things. You have to work on, I'm not going to react to everything that happens, okay? I'm going to try to get along. What are the areas that push my buttons? What can I do? How do I walk away from something and say, you know, I need to take a moment. I may not agree. I need to walk away from this for a little bit and I'll come back and it'll be fine. But you have to learn all those coping mechanisms. And all these things work together to help you maintain health. Now, there is one other thing that can affect you that you have no control over, and that's your heredity. It's the traits that are biologically passed on to you. And some diseases are hereditary, okay? That's just kind of the cards that you're dealt, and you have to learn how to cope with those, okay? Some of the genes can be great genes. They may be ones where, it causes you to have better immunity to certain diseases, may be able to cause you to have strength, better intellectual abilities, okay? So, or it may be that you have some type of genetic disease that you have to learn to deal with, okay? So there's some things that you can control, and there's some things that are not in your control, but you have to learn how to deal with them. And all those coping skills, along with your health, make up your physical health. Okay, and then also another thing that helps you maybe better able to cope with things is your attitude and your behavior. We always have those people who are always so sad about everything, and no matter what happens, it's always doom and gloom. I kind of call it the Eeyore syndrome. Remember Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh? Everything's terrible. Okay, it's never anything good. You have to be able to understand those people, try to help those people, and not become one of those people. Attitude is like something causes you some problems. You may think about it, you may stress about it, you may grieve about it, and then it's kind of like, okay, now I've got to get myself through this. Can I do this on my own? Do I need just to talk about it with somebody to help me talk through some solutions? Do I need help? Do I need financial help? Do I need to go talk to a parent? Do I need to talk to a friend? Do I need to talk to a life coach? Do I need to talk to a teacher? Okay. Do I need to talk to a minister? There's all kinds of people out there that are willing to listen and to try to help you. But you've got to have an attitude that will help you overcome these barriers. So developing those attitudes is sometimes difficult, especially if you've been brought up in a home where people aren't used to expressing those attitudes. They always want to feel sorry for themselves. They don't know how to tell themselves they're going to make things better and develop a plan and go after it. So attitude helps, and behavior. So you may not have control over the hereditary limitations, and you may have limited control over your environment, but you do have control over your behavior, okay? So, for example, this example in the book here was, there may be hereditary heart disease, okay? So you may have family members that don't exercise, don't eat well, obesity, diabetic, they don't watch their diet, all this stuff, or they don't go to the doctor and take care of themselves. You may get that same gene pool, but you may decide that that's not going to determine your life, okay? It's not going to be a barrier. You're still going to live your life and do things you want to do. So you're going to make the choices to eat healthier foods, get exercise, go see a doctor, take your medicine, okay? So all of this together, it's how you react to things around you, it's your behavior, it's your attitude, social, emotional state, that all goes into your well-being and being healthy. It's not just the physical state you're in. So in this class here, we're going to talk about some of the major body systems in humans. We're going to talk about some of the diseases that affect them, some of the common ones. We're going to do a little bit of talking about food and nutrition, as well as we're going to talk about, toward the end, some CPR things to help people if you get into an emergency situation. We won't be able to give you your CPR license, but we are going to watch a few videos over some things to do that might help you know more than what you do right now if you get caught in one of those situations. So for this information here, there'll be a quiz over it the next day, and I hope you enjoy the class. We're going to be doing some flip grids here shortly. I'm going to ask you some questions and stuff about what you think, how you feel about certain things. So have a great day, do a little bit of studying, and you'll have your first quiz the end of this week on Thursday.